Alright, good morning guys. It's 10 a.m. I woke up at 9. I went through my full morning ritual and now I'm having my first meal of the day. I'm just having 160 grams of lean beef with 70 grams of avocado and 300 grams of broccoli. And for supplements, I'm just having 3 grams of fish oil, a multivitamin, and a digestive enzyme. With the meal, I'm having my drink, which is just water, stevia, apple cider vinegar, cinnamon, cayenne pepper, and half of a whole lemon. And I'm having a coffee with that, and I'm going to use Frank's Red Hot on my beef and broccoli. I'm a huge fan of having a high sodium diet. It helps a lot with muscle contractions, so I like to have a lot of sodium throughout the day. But with that, whenever you have a high sodium diet, you're going to want to consume more water. And I personally drink 8 to 10 liters per day, depending on whether I'm training or not, because I drink 2 liters of water during my workouts. So I'm going to eat this, get straight to client work because it's Saturday morning, so I have some check-ins to check up on and make some adjustments. For today's workout, we started off with wide grip pull-ups, doing them potentiating pyramid set style for 12 reps until failure. So what we ended up doing was starting on the assist and getting 12 reps and then increasing the weight each set until I got up to body weight. So for me, pull-ups are a huge weakness. I'm really weak at pull-ups, and you can see here I only got 9 reps. And I failed, so I cannot do weighted pull-ups. Right now my goal is to get 12 bodyweight pull-ups and eventually progress to weighted pull-ups. You know, it's a work in progress, so we're working on it. And Cain here strapped 4 10s around his waist and ended up getting 10 reps. He has to grab a really wide grip to feel it in his lats. Usually the traditional just further than shoulder width doesn't work well for him. And what I've been doing lately with the pull-ups now is instead of doing one set, so usually with potentiating pyramid sets, you pyramid up to a weight until you fail and don't get that amount of repetitions, and then you move on to the next exercise. With pull-ups, I decided to do 3 of these failure sets just so I get even more volume with the pull-up and get better at the movement. So this was my second one we recorded, and I only got it for 8 reps, and I couldn't get full range of motion. People always comment on my lats because they always wing out, and I have really high inserting lats, and it looks pretty cool when I actually do pull-ups. But we moved on to the second exercise, which was flat bench press, and we did potentiating pyramid sets for 10 reps each time. And this was my top set. It was 155 pounds, and you'll see here we had to run the risk of either recording the set or spotting. So I got 9 and I had to stop there because I didn't want to risk it without the spot. I most likely wouldn't have gotten the 10th rep, so good enough. I got 155 for 9, and Eric here got up to 285 going for 10. He was going smoothly, but he's got 8 reps and he called it there too because he didn't have me to spot him. So on the AMRAPs, we did AMRAP sets after that, and we just worked with each other and spotted each other to failure and didn't record those sets. But the third exercise was a close grip preacher curl, again pyramiding up to 8 reps each time. I got up to 4 10s on each side. This was really difficult. Ended up getting 6 reps. Very good set. And Cain slaps the 45s on, so that's like 125 pounds. And he makes it look pretty easy. He's looking monstrous. Cain's been making huge improvements. So we've been reverse dieting him after his show. Well, by the way, we call him Cain because his last name's Cain. His name's Eric Cain. He's an advanced physiques athlete, of course. We are prepping him for provincials next year, 2018. So his weak point is his arms in Classic Physique because he competes in Classic Physique. He placed first at the regional show in May, and now he's under construction, and we're working on bringing up some weak points like his legs, quads and hamstrings. Calves are good. We need to improve his shoulders and his biceps and triceps. Back and chest are very good for him, strong point for him. So you'll actually see some posing footage of him at the end of this video, as well as another client of mine and good friend of mine, Connor. He's competing in 5 days now. He's 5 days out from his first show in Barrie. It's a regional show. Dialed him in real nice. He's looking awesome. You guys are gonna see. But this was the AMRAP set. So we dropped the weight, went to absolute failure, ended up getting I think it was 14 or 15 reps And these are huge grinders. Like, this is the longest grind of my life. It felt amazing. So, such a good set. That was a good one for the books. Definitely kept track of that. And of course, we kept our logbook and tracked all of our weights used, so we know exactly how much weight we used for every single set and how many reps we actually executed, so we can look back and see our progression. If we're not progressing, then we can take a step back, analyze what's working, what's not working, make the proper adjustments, and ensure that we are continuously progressively overloading. And Eric here did his AMRAP with the 3 plates on each side and got, it was 18 reps. And yeah, you can see actually, I posted a lot of transformation photos of his arms over the last 8 weeks. He's now on 5,300 calories per day in his off season without any cardio, and you can see how conditioned he is. Partly because of his genetics. You know, he can always stay very, very lean in the off season. You know, full set of abs in the off season, no matter how high we push his intake, which is awesome. And he trains like an animal, so you know, it's going straight to he's just slapping on muscle tissue. It's awesome. And then we moved on to doing skull crushers, again potentiating pyramid set style. So I like to set my elbows back and let the bar come behind my head, like you'll see Eric do here. It really takes a lot of stress off the elbow, especially when you're moving heavier loads like 110 pounds. And you know, we just pyramided up the weight until we failed and couldn't get 8 reps, and then dropped the weight and hit an AMRAP. But I only recorded 1 set for each of us, so you guys don't get bored with all the footage. And you can see he's repping the Advanced Physiques clothing. I didn't want to wear, you know, I didn't want to be twins again. The last video we both wore the Advanced Physiques clothing. It's like, you know, you don't gotta over-represent. You know? So I just wore a typical salmon salmon tank top, actually, not pink, salmon. But anyways, we moved on to an arms superset. So seated incline dumbbell curl, supersetted with standing V-bar cable extensions for triceps. Again, this is to really improve the arms. Cain and I's and both of our arms are lacking, so this is a great superset to do. We're working in the 12 to 15 rep range, and we did 3 total sets of each of these. So you can see I just walked right over to the V-bar, and you know, the gym's dead at this time. So this was like 3 p.m. and you know, just before rush hour. And what you'll see is I like to set my elbows a little bit far in front of me and then extend at the elbow. Whenever I have my elbow slightly outwards, I'm able to get a greater contraction in the short head of my tricep, which is the head right there. You can see from this angle. That's the short head. And this last rep was a grind. And then it was Eric's turn. And what we did with the seated incline dumbbell curls, we had it almost 100% straight up. Whenever you have an incline at that level, you're able to get a deeper stretch, so you're working a lot more at the bottom of your bicep, closer to the insertion into your elbow, where your forearm originates. So that's the focus there. And again, supinating with these curls, so pinkies to the sky as you're curling the dumbbell upwards to get a greater contraction. And then he went on to the cable extensions, and he likes to do a similar thing here. So what Eric likes to do is let his elbows actually come up. He doesn't like to lock them in place, because when he lets them come up, he gets a greater stretch in the back and the long head and short head of his tricep, where they insert up into the humerus, and that allows him to get a greater contraction, greater peak contraction and stretch. Also relieves more tension on his elbow, he says. So, you know, everyone's different and everyone feels movements differently. So you need to figure out what feels best for your body and what you can contract fully, effectively and safely, so you don't feel all that tension in the joint. Then we moved on and finished it off with NOS dumbbell lateral raises, working the 12 to 15 rep range. So it was a triple drop set, and I just sped these sets up 4 times speed because it's a lot of reps. It takes a long time to see. And yeah, so you grab a weight, do 12 to 15 reps, then drop the weight, grab the next weight, 12 to 15 reps, and then you could drop it at weight again, do another 12 to 15 reps, and then drop it one more time and do another 12 to 15 reps. So it's 4 total sets in one, then you rest and repeat that 3 times. That's what we did for shoulders to finish them off. Again, because it's a weak point for Eric. And then we finished it off with an abs giant set. So 3 exercises back to back to back. Starting it off with a killer overall compound exercise for the abs, which was hanging leg raises, doing 8 to 12 repetitions, really trying to get the feet up to chin level and rotating at the pelvis. So you want to anteriorly rotate your pelvis as you're lifting your legs up to get a greater contraction and work in a greater range of motion. And then we went on to cable crunches. Instead of using the rope, I've been liking to use the straight bar. It doesn't hurt my fingers as much because my fingers usually get crunched when I hold on to the rope and I crunch with it. So with this, you want to keep your pelvis in place and then crunch all the way down. And the problem I was having here was the cable was too, see, we kept getting caught, so I couldn't get the full range of motion. So I had to crunch in front of me. I usually like to crunch my elbows to my knees, but I couldn't really do that here. And then for the third exercise, we did these slider board knee tucks. Very good for lower abs, obliques, and great to finish it off. So we did 3 total sets of this. Now you guys will see Connor and Eric posing, doing some posing practice. So enjoy the rest of the vlog, guys, and thanks for watching.
Get down to the beat side.
Alright guys, it's 7 p.m. Just got home from training and posing with Connor and Eric. For our post-workout meal, we're having 150 grams of chicken breast, 60 grams of avocado, 2 cups of coleslaw mix with 140 grams of lean beef. Now I'm just going to eat this and get client work done, and then I'll show you guys the last meal of the night. It's 8 o'clock and I'm just going to have my last meal of the night. I'm having 4 pieces of bacon and 40 grams of macadamia nuts. And I'm also having a multivitamin, magnesium, and zinc. I'm just gonna go for a walk later to get more steps in, and that's gonna conclude all of the food for today. I might record some more footage for you guys and show you guys like when I'm going with my walk or doing some work, but yeah. It's the next morning and I did not end up recording any more footage, so that's gonna conclude today's vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and feel free to subscribe for more of these vlogs and informative fitness content. Thanks for watching, guys.